This is Tottenham Hotspur, and their trophy cabinet looks quite empty. They won a trophy was in 2008. They've been trying to fix that by signing the likes of Bale into the club, Luka Modric, a legend at Real Madrid, who actually won the Champions League along with Gareth Bale. And their own captain Harry Kane, a homegrown, left the club to go to Bayern Munich to find some trophies. The club has been shambles, so Ange Postecoglou has been sacked, and I am brought into the club here at Tottenham. They know I can win them the treble, the Premier League, the FA Cup, the treble, the trophies that they need. So here I am at the helm, and you already know what time it is. It's time for squad analysis. Tottenham have given me 2 seasons. They want me to secure a top 4 finish and win a trophy at the club, but I have my own plans, and the name of this project is called Project Reconstruction, a full-on rebuild. But looking at the team, to be honest, I really love the defense, the amount of talent back there. We have the likes of Vicario from Serie A. We also have Udogi, who was also on loan to the Serie A. We have Christian Romero, a World Cup winner. And we also have Mickey van der Ven, by far the fastest player in the Premier League. And on top of that, we have Matthias Tel, who actually left Bayern Munich out of all clubs to join us here at Bayern Munich. Maybe you'll find some trophies for us. Maybe not. So maybe Matthias Tel might be the only talent that we need in this club. But we still have to look at every single aspect of the squad. We need to check what actually needs improvement. Like that striker position, Harry Kane has already left us. Maybe we can buy him back, or maybe not because he's way too out of our price range. The talent I actually wanted to keep was Lucas Bergvall, a very good Swedish midfielder. But there's some big names out there. Big names like Archie Gray, the central midfielder, high potential player, and also Dominic Solanke, someone we need to talk about. Richarlison, honestly, we need one striker, so I'm going to be putting him on the transfer list right now. Heung-min Son, Dejan Kulusevski, they could maybe act as the next Gareth Bale, but Dejan Kulusevski is to replace him right now. Looking at that midfield, it comes to our second objective, where we need to get a high-class reinforcement and a class midfielder. Club clearout is our third objective that we're going to be completing, so we can finally tick number 3 off the list. Don't worry, Tottenham have backed us up. 122 million in the bank. We're going all the way to the Bundesliga. Joshua Kimmich and Leon Goretzka are the 2 players I really want to focus on to reinforce the midfield. Leon Goretzka, a big shout, has won the trophy so many times with Bayern, but Joshua Kimmich, an absolute beast in the midfield, wanted by top European clubs. But in terms of finances, we have to settle with only one player, and that has to be Leon Goretzka. I mean, he still has the same experience as Joshua Kimmich, might be even better, has won so many trophies with him, world-class Champions League winner. So after signing a good contract here with Bayern Munich to agree the deal, guess who walked in our club? It is a number 15, Leon Goretzka, a world-class signing, someone that can help us control that midfield. And for just 60 million, we got that transfer sorted. Would you look at that? Such an upgrade, Leon Goretzka there. For once, I'm actually going to change kit numbers because I don't usually do that in rebuilds. Up next, the striker position, something we need to focus on. Since Harry Kane left, things have not been so good here at the striker position, so maybe Dominic Solanke might be the next big thing. I'm going to reject the offers that are coming in here for him. We still have 56 million in the bank, but I think the more money we have, the merrier. So players like Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, players that are old, we're going to sell them. Richarlison as well is going to be making his way out of the club. Lucas Bergvall will be going out on loan. Hopefully he can grow. And the money that we got was 149 million after making those 2 player sales. Now I'm looking at the team where we really need to fix this, and that comes to the 4th objective. We have to bring back a former player from the Tottenham Hotspur series. Yep, we actually had a series before we did this rebuild on the channel, and trust me, it was amazing. The player that was there was Luka Modric, a Champions League winner, world-class player, 25 million. His contract is expiring. We can get this player. He's won the Champions League so many times with Real Madrid. He can definitely help us do that as well. So the number 15 is walking back to the club, and we signed him for just 22.7 million, and that definitely ticks off the 4th objective that we had. 128 million left is still in the bank here that we can still use, but we only had 2 signings this season, which is the only maximum we can make a season. Up next, it was our first test in the game. We're playing against Brentford up next. And immediately we started seeing some negatives in the team here. Dominic Solanke was starting to feel it. Maybe we should have kept Richarlison after all. He was losing everything. The pressure was starting to get to him. He just wasn't getting his balls on target. And just like that, it was full time in the Premier League against Brentford. 0-0 draw. And Dominic Solanke was a very, very questionable draw. Maybe the pressure of calling him the next Harry Kane was maybe too much of a big task for him. But I still believe in him. I think he can do something. Let's give him a chance. Those offers that are coming in from Germany, I think it's best if we reject them. Up next, we're playing against Manchester United, and this is a must-win game. And you guys already know I'm very bad at free kicks, but then you won't believe what happened. Yeah, I actually managed to score my first ever free kick on video in FC24. This Man United game was actually a fun fest than actually a game. Heung-min Son down the left wing, chasing, put the ball against Rashid Nana, and just like that, we took the lead, and it was 2-0. That was a pretty much easy game. Heung-min Son was having fun in that left wing position, and that was a 2-0 win, securing 3 points in the bag. But things got worse from here. We're playing against Bournemouth next in the Premier League, and everyone knows that is Dominic Solanke's former club. I think we need to actually find a good play style here and a good tactical vision for Tottenham Hotspurs. People like Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp have won the Champions League so many times, well, except for Jurgen Klopp because he's only won it once, but Pep Guardiola has won the Champions League at almost every club he went to, all because of a good tactical vision. But here at Tottenham, you guys know I like gegenpressing, but I think we're going to need to use counter-attacking because that's what we're used to. So up next, Dominic Solanke has pressure at the Vitality Stadium. We're playing against FC Bournemouth next, and this is going to be a real challenge for him. And immediately starting off the game, this is what he did. He provided the assist for the next Gareth Bale on the right wing. It was Dejan Kulusevski that caught the ball in the back of the net. Luka Modric was the one that linked up with him. And oh my days, was he going to be a huge impact in the midfield. Bournemouth got their first ever penalty in this game, and they put that one in the back of the net. Vicario was obviously not saving that really easy, and Dominic Solanke actually might be pretty good. But the only way he can grow is if we bring coaches into this team, people that can develop these players. And we're also in the Conference League, a good chance to actually win some silverware here at the club. Arzan is also in the group stages. Now we're going to be simming through the season up until January. Let's see how we perform. We're playing Man United not once, not twice, but 3 times. But besides that, I see some really good growth into the team here. And James Maddison is actually the one to top the charts. 12 goals and 5 assists, but Dominic Solanke, the pressure's got to him. 10 goals and 1 assist in 25 games. Maybe he's not supposed to be called the next Harry Kane. I think I can feel him. The pressure that he's being given right now to live up to that name is way too much for him. But Dejan Kulusevski is also the top assister. Maybe he'll go a bit more, convert him to that cam position where he can actually be a really Gareth Bale at Red. Dejan Kulusevski was obviously the next big thing. You can see how much we're investing in him here. We're looking at the competitions that we're in. We're still in the FA Cup somehow in the 3rd round. We're also in the Conference League. We topped our group pretty much easily right here. But the Premier League is the most important one, and yeah, we're shambles. 7th in the Premier League is a bad performance. When I was given this contract, I only had 2 seasons here at the club. And to be 7th in the Premier League, well, we still have around 142 million left in the bank here that we can spend. But we can only make 2 signings per season, and this is the team we're going to have to stay with until the end of the season. We can only make signings in season 2. But towards the end of the season, we're in the Carabao Cup semi-finals against Manchester United. We simmed through a very, very tough month here, but we managed to get through. We even beat Manchester United to go to the finals of the Carabao Cup. And just like that, we were through. Look at this month that we had to go through. Being the likes of Leeds twice, Manchester United 3 times. We're playing against Osasuna next in the Conference League round of 16. Something we're supposed to win, but we are in the final of the Carabao Cup against Newcastle United, who actually beat Liverpool. Jose Mourinho, they go in the final against, of course, Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final, but it's now my turn, Mr. Valitek, to take the kickoff. And immediately I was fouled in the box, and you know, I got rewarded a free kick, and this is what I did. Yeah, you thought I was going to score that, didn't you? Well, we did have a few crosses, but it's just that Dominic Solanke, again, was not in the box. He had a few fair chances, but Nick Pope had him in his pocket. And finally, Alexander Isak had a chance to strike, but Vicario saved that. It was time to make some changes in the team. And let's just say these changes actually did make an impact. And Luka Modric, the signing that we invested into from the previous series, he was the goal that goal. Well, I thought because that actually looked like an own goal, and then this happened. Yeah, Newcastle United stuck through and I had to make some more changes, and then this happened. It was Rodrigo Bentancur to secure our second objective that the Tottenham board gave us, to win a piece of silverware, bring it home, and we just won the Carabao Cup, something that no other manager here at Tottenham has managed to do except for 2008. We're simming through the whole end of the season. I found some guy called Aiden Drake. And from what I'm looking at here at the end of the month, we had a really good season. But also in a surprise, we're in another cup. Wait, what? We're out of the Conference League? We got knocked out by Osasuna, but back in the Premier League, we finally managed to secure top 4 like the objectives said we should. Something that I think this team would be able to do. Looking at the end of the season stats, Heung-min Son, the player that I did not expect to step up, actually did. Dominic Solanke performed pretty average, I won't lie. James Maddison carrying the team as well. But now we're in a second final of the season, the FA Cup. Well, I guess more the merrier, they say then. We had a fair few chances against Wolves, but they just were not letting us through. They were stopping all the balls that were coming our way. We decided to make a change, but we're already 1-0 down to Wolves, and before we could even blink, it was already 2-0. We just lost the FA Cup, not just lost the FA Cup, but we literally lost our first ever final here at Tottenham. One of the main objectives as well from the board was to not lose a cup final here. We already failed that. We could have had 2, including the FA Cup, but at least we already have 1, which is the Carabao Cup. A new season begins at Tottenham, a new fresh season, and that means Heung-min Son does get to renew with us. He did agree with me earlier on off camera that he can actually renew a contract if he wins a trophy. Now, instead of being depressed all the time at Tottenham, he can actually have some success by winning some trophies. Next, the striker position. Victor Gyökeres is the player I want to go for next, the most informed striker in the world. Every top European club wants him here, so I think it's best if we secure the signing first. He has a good valuation, 83 overall, he's still 26, still has some room to go. 48.5 million could be a good deal for him here. But also, Dusan Vlahovic is wanted by Arsenal mostly, Newcastle as well, because Isak might made a move to even Liverpool. So maybe he might be a good target, but I know exactly who I settled with. I decided to go in here for Victor Gyökeres, the most informed striker. Good amount of wages, a good transfer fee here. And just like that, teams like Chelsea, Inter, Real Madrid, he rejected all of them. He came here as the number 28 for Tottenham Hotspur to help us win the Champions League, the Premier League, some trophies, even the FA Cup that we lost to Wolves last season. That might have been a club he also rejected. But looking at the transfer fee we had to pay for him, it was just about 65 million, not 48.5 million. Maybe he might be able to replace Dominic Solanke and be the next Isak in the team. Not that Isak did play, but you know what? Victor Gyökeres is toggling up in that striker position. I tried my best to give players like Matthias Tel, French international, some game time here at Tottenham, but with the likes of course, Dominic Solanke as the backup for Victor Gyökeres, especially if we just keep Valise, and we have 110 million here in the bank. That's something we could use for our second signing, and I know exactly what I'm going for. I'm going for someone that can replace Luka Modric, the next big thing, a player we can sign in the Premier League. Someone that's Belgian, someone that's right next to Luka Modric's international home team here, and has to be the main man, Yuri Tielemans. We paid 40 million just for him, and if you take a good look here, I'm hiring some more coaches, because these players need a lot of development. Look at the transfer offers here. Matthias Tel can get some game time at either Turkey or Serie A. I think it's best if we just let him go. He's not going to succeed here in Tottenham, maybe in real life, but you already know what time it is. It's time to sim through the end of the season. So, time to see how we perform at the end of the season, see how good we are. And we're actually in the Champions League and we're 4th after 2 games, Olympique Lyon and RB Leipzig on top. Halfway through the season, things that you do love to see. We are first in the Premier League actually, and looking into the Champions League, we actually managed to top our group with a 2-2 draw against RB Leipzig. That's what got us through. But we're looking at the Carabao Cup, something we have to win, and we actually beat Brighton on penalties. Looking at the end of the season stats, well, halfway through the season stats, Dominic Solanke actually surprised me. Victor Gyökeres, what's going on? We literally signed you because you literally have the most goals in Europe right now. Well, kind of. And Victor Gyökeres, oh my days, 4 goals and 1 assist in 21 games is bad. 88 million left in the bank. Maybe we can make some more signings, more improvements, but only 2 signings per season. And we're looking at the end of the season stats, and they're not looking good at all. We bottled it to 3rd. Is that what I think it is? I know, but looking at how we Premier League, it's because we lost to teams like Manchester City. Well, part of the objectives from the board was to win the FA Cup and the Premier League and the Champions League, which is supposed to be a treble. But I like the growth here. It's already the end of the season. Time to make some more investments here. Udogie up to an 86. That's one of the talents that we're supposed to grow here at the club. We already won the FA Cup. We could have won more probably, but Victor Gyökeres with a stinker of a season. Look on the bright side, Champions League final in 2 seasons against Bayer Leverkusen. The players that we had to sacrifice, the players that we brought in here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We also in the final against Manchester City in the FA Cup, a chance to complete the double. We could have just won the Premier League, but 1-0 against Manchester City is enough. And now we're looking at the end of the season stats, and Victor Gyökeres has actually dropped a stinker. Oh my days, but it's now time to see what Leon Goretzka can do for us here, the player that we signed. Victor Gyökeres, it's time for you to step up in the Champions League final. Here we are against Bayer Leverkusen. After 2 seasons, a chance to finally win a piece of silverware. I'm not being sacked until I put a Champions League in that empty trophy cabinet here. We've already won the FA Cup here with Tottenham, something that no manager has been able to do. We signed Victor Gyökeres from Sporting, an absolute wonderful player. Luka Modric as well in the first season, coming in to help us. But now it's time for the Champions League final, and Bayer Leverkusen were immediately pressing us, but we were defending against them, showing them what we're worth. And they were actually spreading me so hard, but we were actually defending pretty well. And finally we had our first chance, and this is what James Maddison did. He literally just put the ball a bit wide. Had he put his target, he probably would have been what Victor Gyökeres was able to do here, putting a goal in the back of the net against Bayer Leverkusen. A good goal, the number 9 putting us 1-0 up. Maybe Victor Gyökeres was actually brought here to actually help the team, but we managed to concede to Youssef Enyasiri, who for some reason is always at Bayer Leverkusen in his rebels for some reason. Our defense was caught out open, and Victor Boniface, an informed striker for Bayer Leverkusen last season, took the lead here. And that was halftime against Bayer Leverkusen. It was 2-1, a shocking comeback from them, but Heung-min Son was not letting that slide. Well, that's until a stupid goalkeeper called Karneski from Atalanta saved the ball. But then Heung-min Son decided to strike not once, not twice, but definitely 3 times. That was the first goal he got, 2-2 in the 67th minute against Bayer Leverkusen. Xabi Alonso was shaking in his boots, and it was just about time that we found another goal. And the former Atalanta goalkeeper in the game just ran to our post. Heung-min Son took his chance for an easy tap-in, scored a nice playstyle goal with him, and just like that, we might have just been Champions League finalists, and we might have also won it. And just like that, Tottenham have won something they've never been able to win, and no manager will probably do it except for me. We've won the Champions League, and I'm probably going to get sacked after this. If you guys did enjoy the storyline, let me know it needs some improvements. But if you guys enjoyed this video, click one of these 2 videos here on the screen. You'll probably enjoy them too. See you next time.